it's all I ever heard your voice through a photograph. I thought that I've been brought up the past. Once you know you can never go back, I gotta take it on the other side. Centuries are what it meant to me. A cemetery where I married a thief.
We just want to perform a haka for Jayde. Anyone here that feels comfortable with that, we'd be greatly honoured if they would perform that. So we need that with everybody here who would like to participate. Thank you very much.
She said, hello mister, pleased to meet ya. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. She smelled of daisies, she smelled of daisies. She drive me crazy, she drive me crazy. Gonna take her for a ride on a PJ plane. Gonna take her for a ride on a PJ plane. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, my lover, my lady river. Can I take you higher? Gonna take you for a ride on a PJ plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a PJ plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a PJ plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a PJ plane. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian, I'm a celebrant today, and on behalf of Leanne and the team from Metropolitan Funerals, we're very honoured to be conducting this service today to celebrate and to farewell Jayde. During the service I ask that you turn your mobile phone to silent, but please don't feel that you have to turn it off. In fact, we would encourage if you'd like to record the service or take photographs and then to share them with us on the Heaven Address memorial page. On behalf of Rhonda, Mark and their family, I would like to extend a sincere and heartfelt thank you to all of you for being here today, especially to those of you who have travelled to be here, who have taken time out of your lives to help us celebrate Jayde's life. Jayde's family would like to extend an invitation for you to join them for refreshments following the service today, and that will be at the Cleveland Sands Hotel, I believe. Later in the service, I'll also be offering the opportunity for anybody who's here today that would like to come forward and to say a few words to do so. So rather than spring that on you later, I thought I would give you some time to contemplate what you might want to say. We'll be commencing the service today with the Lord's Prayer, so if you're able to, would you all now please stand. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. We light a candle at a funeral as a symbol of love, light, and everlasting peace. And I also like to think that we light a candle to help our loved ones who have passed to find their way home. Today, we'll be lighting 2 candles, one for Jayde and one for Jayde's brother Heath. And I would like to invite Rhonda and Mark to come forward and to light a candle for their sons. Born on the 27th of January 1993, Jayde Richard Johnston was fortunate to have loving parents, Rhonda and Mark, sisters Karen and Danielle, and brothers Daniel and Heath. Jayde had an infectious and lovable personality and was always a bit of a joker, but he had a beautiful and gentle soul and his heart was always in the right place. He seemed to attract people to him, and he gave this opportunity, I guess, for him to meet his wonderful partner, Jeanette. Sadly, Jayde left this life on the 27th of October, and it is with a heavy heart and sadness that we say goodbye today. But at the same time, we come together to look back at the massive impact that Jayde has had on us all. If we just take a moment to look around the room at all of the people's lives that Jayde has touched, he really was a remarkable person that had an impact on so many people. Life can be a struggle for many. It has its challenges, its ups and downs, moments that fill us with immense happiness and others that fill us with sadness. But we're fortunate to experience love through each of those things. It's not our beginning that defines us, nor is it our end, but it's those special moments and memories and everything that happens throughout our lives that define who we are as a person. What is important is that no one should hold any guilt or regret for things not said or actions not done. Life is life, and it plays as life will play. What we should be thankful for is that each of us here had the opportunity to show love and compassion and care to such a very wonderful and special person that Jayde was. It can be really easy to dwell on the end, but today I ask that you dwell on all of those moments that you shared that made your experience, your relationship, and your times with Jayde so very special. Because those are the things that we'll live on. Those experiences, those times of fun and of sadness and of happiness and of everything in between that everybody shared with Jayde. That is part of his legacy that he leaves us today. Today, Jayde is surrounded by those people he classed as family, and a large family at that. It is with joy that we come together, that we celebrate him, we celebrate his life, and we celebrate him being at peace. It is Jayde that has brought each of us here together today to show love and compassion and support for one another. Today, as we say goodbye and farewell, this very wonderful and special man, I ask you to keep all of those warm, comforting moments that you shared with Jayde close to your heart. It's never easy to speak at a funeral for anybody, especially for somebody who meant so much to us. So for those of you who are speaking today, I say thank you. Thank you for having the courage, the compassion to come forward and to share with us, and for having the ability to show your love and compassion for Jayde. I would like to invite now Rhonda to come forward and to deliver our eulogy today.
feel about our son Jayde. It's one of the hardest things we'll ever have to do. Words cannot describe the sorrow and loss we're feeling, but I'll try and get through this. From the time we laid eyes on you, Jayde, you were so dearly loved. Our other children couldn't wait to meet their baby brother. He was adored and he was loved by them and has left a lasting imprints in their hearts. Mark and I have beautiful memories of our 3 children meeting for the first time. Jayde was a contented baby that had rather bad reflux and was always throwing up. So needless to say, I was always in the wash house. And it never stopped, as Jayde loved to have 3 or 4 showers a day, but he couldn't use one towel, he'd have to use 3 or 4 for each of those, so it was always a screaming match. I'm sure he had that extra shower just to have me biting him. He was full of beams and smiles, and that smile made people think he could never do wrong, but they were very wrong. One day, I yelled out to Mark and Daniel because he took off on me. He was running away. So they thought, we'll catch him. And I stood there at the letterbox, and Mark and Daniel come round chasing Jayde. The second time round, they'd been whacked by Jayde. He was only 5 years old, he was so fast. He was born with a ball in his hand, and he loved rugby and soccer, t-ball and basketball. He had great coordination. He would always bring kids home to play, and not a problem, Mum will feed us, there's the fruit, there's the cupboard, there's the fridge, but that was cool. That was Jayde. And you can stay on. It didn't matter if we had 12 in the house or 15 in the house, it's not a problem, but that was that wee boy. All the children, all his brothers and sisters adored him, and he adored them. Life went on, and he had a happy wee childhood. He then went on to meet the love of his life, who he called his soulmate, Janine. When they met, Jayde was in a struggle with himself. Jayde's world changed with the loss of his brother Heath. Shortly after that, he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and with that it brings depression. And unfortunately, the medication that he was on made that depression a lot harder. He hated it. He absolutely hated his disease. You could meet him in the street and he had the smile on his face, but he'd say, "Mum, that's not how I feel inside." Every day was a battle. He fought fatigue, but he still kept going on. He just couldn't find a happy place anymore in this world. So, if you ever get a call from someone, or you get a call saying that your child's missing, and you know they're in a turmoil, and they've done something like that before, because Jayde had tried twice before this one. Don't ever think that they're looking for attention. They're in absolute turmoil. Jayde would hate seeing us in pain. The pain that we're all going through. He would never hurt a soul. Our beautiful boy has found peace now. I just want to read a verse where the peace flows like a river. Together we will journey to the land up in the sky, where the flame does burn eternal and the soul never dies. Where the harps are gently playing as a host of angels sing, where the road is paved with diamonds and the golden clouds do rain. Where the path is set before us, shining brightly as the sun, where the flame does burn eternal, and that sacred promised land, where gold holds a gift of freedom in the cleft of his right hand, where we'll see the face of loved ones long before us gone away. What a day of sweet rejoicing when we meet again someday. We'll gather at the river in our home up in the sky, where the peace flows like a fountain and the soul never dies. Love you, love you, we will always carry you in our hearts. You would have now met with your brother Heath. Fly free, our beautiful boys. Thank you. And I just want to say we've got kids that are really broken. And it's wonderful that you're all here, but they are going to need a lot of support for some time in the future. After experiencing and being through to such dark place with Heath, I know that we are going to need people, and it's not going to be ring us if you need us. We're going to need that cup of coffee, that chat, that everything, especially my children, Janine and my husband. Thank you.
Everybody is experiencing a sense of grief right now and sadness, and I can't imagine as a parent what that feels like. So for Rhonda and Mark, thank you for your strength and courage over the last few days, being such an amazing and wonderful person. I'd like to invite Jayde's brother Daniel and sisters Karen and Danielle to come forward and share with us now.
I would like to start off by saying thank you for coming together to celebrate Jayde's life. Being Jayde's baby sister, I have seen him grow into the strong and caring man that he was. We were always side by side, even through the times when we thought we couldn't see the light. I'll never forget the time when I was home alone showering and I had two massive bangs come from the outside window. Shitting myself, I decided to grab one of Dad's razors. Then heard banging non-stop coming from the bathroom door, then the back door, then there was slamming opening, slamming shut. I remember grabbing Dad's razor as a weapon and chucked my towel up across my body and slowly tiptoed out the bathroom to try to escape. Then I called out to see if anyone was there. There was no response. I bolted to the door to start screaming the house down for help. Then the little shit decided to crack up laughing and pops out behind the bed and starts yelling out, "I surrender, I surrender." Just the other day, me and Jayde were driving back from the city down Mount Cotton Road, blaring up the music so loud that we both couldn't think just how we both liked it. That was the first day Jayde really opened up to me about his thoughts and his dreams and what he wished he did differently. I remembered every second driving down that road. I remember glancing over to him and staring at his cheeky grin when I said my dream was to live on the beach with 3 baby boys. Being the baby sister of 3 older brothers, you could imagine his reaction. I love Jayde. Not that type of love where you could sit with them for hours and you didn't want to leave. It was that type of love that that you thought you would never lose, that I thought I would never lose. A love so strong you hold forever. Even though I may not see you, I always feel you. No matter where you are or where I am, we will always be one. And I know in my heart you are beside me, your best friend and brother, forever and always, till we meet again. I'll never ever stop loving you.
Just going to read a verse. It's called The Dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first come the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved them would know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what is true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that the special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say and how you spent your dash?
Really don't know where to start. I thought I'd be doing this again, but not a man of many words, but just looked up a poem and it's called He Is Gone. You can shed a tear that He is gone, or you can smile because He lived. You can close your eyes and pray that He will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that He has left. Your heart can be empty because you can see Him, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember Him and only that He is gone, or you can cherish Him, cherish His memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what He would want, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on.
Thanks for sharing with us today. It really is a tough thing for everybody speaking again. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite Janine to come forward now and to share a few words with us.
To my soulmate, my best friend, and the love of my life. You know I will always love you far beyond eternity, much longer than a million lifetimes. As long as time has its place, I will always have you in my heart, Jayde. I can feel you in my veins in every single breath I take. I can even sense your pain. But there is nothing quite like it, and nothing that can compare with the fire and passion and depth of love we share. There's a bond that holds us together, even when we're apart. Through many smiles and laughter, and caring words from the heart. Through aches of separation, reminding us just how we feel, often speaking the words I love you, it is most caringly revealed. You know I will always love you. You're the answer to my prayers, my sweet and guiding angel, for a life no one can compare. With the love that you have given me and your words so soft and true. To tell you over and over again, I will always be in love with you. I love you, Jayde. I love you, Jayde. I love you most, Jayde.
It's sometimes really challenging to know the words to say to comfort somebody who's experiencing so much loss and grief, but all I can say, Janine, is thank you for sharing with us today, for having the courage to do that. Now, unfortunately, some of Jayde's family were unable to be here with us today. His nan, Margaret, is unable to travel. However, she has prepared some words, and I would like to ask Doreen to come forward and to share them with us.
From Mark, family and friends, we really are at a loss for words, as nothing that we say can erase this tragic loss of one so young, full of vitality and at the start of his adult life. Memories are like flowers in the garden of one's heart. My memories of the delight of your birth, Jayde, the mischievous smile and the wee delight you are to us. I remember the day your parents told us they were moving to Australia, and it broke our hearts, as distant as separation from seeing those special everyday changes in one's growing up years. Jayde, we remember our visits and Grandad and I watching you in the pool. You were such a water baby, diving in and doing all the things in the water at such an early age. Colin and I were in awe, but you would come up and just look at us with that wonderful smile. What a memory. You are so immaculate, Jayde, always showering, making sure you ate the right food and off to the gym. You would walk past me and give me a wee tap on the shoulder and say, "You all right, Nana?" You were always so very caring to Grandad, and that was very special. Other special memories were when the family were all together at Christmas times and seeing you interacting with your brothers, sisters and friends. These memories that will never be erased. The trauma of your passing is unbelievable, and the only way we know that helps us is a scripture that says, "Come unto me, all those that are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest, for my yoke is light." We pray that you can draw strength and comfort and take the time to feel the presence of love from the ones around you. All our love, Nana and Grandad.
Thank you for sharing those words with us, Dora. Let's now take a few moments to share in some memories that Jayde's family has put together in our photo trip. Thank you.
Another summer day has come and gone away. In Paris Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone, and I just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you, each one a line or two. I'm fine, baby, how are you? Well, I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat. You deserve more than that. Another aeroplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I've got to go home. Let me go home, 'cause I'm just too far from where you are. I wanna come home. And I feel just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside when everything was going right. Yet I know just why you could not come along with me. Now, this was just not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter's day has come and gone away, and even Paris or Rome, that I wanna go home. Let me go home. Yeah, and I'm surrounded by a million people. I still feel alone, and let me go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. Let me go home, 'cause I've had my run, baby, I'm done. I gotta go home. Let me go home. It'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight, and I'm coming back home.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home, and
I'd now like to invite Wayne, a very close friend of the family, to come forward and to share a few words with us today.
don't know me, my name's Wayne. And when Kieran approached me the other night and asked if I would stand up here today and share some memories, I was very proud and very honoured. And so I grabbed a piece of paper the other night and I grabbed a pen and I came up with nothing. Couldn't think. And so I ditched that paper. So what comes out is from here. About a bit over 15 years ago, we made the decision to come over to this land of opportunities and start a new life. And so we moved to Capalaba. And unfortunately, when we left New Zealand, we left behind family and friends. And so we put the boys into Woodland School. And that's where it began. And through our sons, Heath and Dylan, we came to meet this beautiful family down the front here. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some sad ones. I worked with Mark and Rhonda for a little period of time. I lived with them in Serena Street for a while. We had a break from each other. But it was to be Heath that brought us back together again. And when I rang Mark to offer him my condolences, he said, mate, can you come back? Can you come around? I vowed and declared that day that I would stick by this family no matter what. Unfortunately, I was with Mark and Rhonda last Tuesday when the news came through about Jayde. And in a way, I was glad I was there to hold them and be there for them. I didn't know what to say then either. Who does? But I do know one thing. By your wise numbers in that here today, that you will support this family through what they've gone through again. I know I will. Don't be the last, today's the last day that you say you're able, Jayde. Be there for this family. Their door is always open. Jayde boy, you've touched many a heart. Once again, that infectious smile of yours will never be forgotten. We will be there for you and your family. I don't know, bro, on your journey to be with Heath. Mark, Rhonda, Daniel, Kieran, Danielle, and Janine. Rest assured that we will be there to support you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Before I get started, I just want to use this opportunity to speak on behalf of Jayde's friends and everyone that's here today. Everyone that's come today for you, that has met you over the years of being on this earth, and the people who got to know the true honour and the true fact that you, to know the true you. Being the first Kiwi kid I met when I moved over here, straight away we became best friends. Our parents knew each other, our brothers were best mates, and we were the same age. Then we started running for Wimbledon with our fierce group of young bucks. We had Selwyn the muscle, and he might as well have been the microphone as well. Kurt was the fast one, and being fast in primary school was like being the biggest guy in high school, which he ended up being anyway. Zay was there to cop all of our shit that we threw at him, sometimes ending up like a human pinata and getting locked in drains. Mardo came along in grade 4, I think, and he was loud and proud, confident one that he swore told me he was a black belt in grade 4. Jayde was always the smartass of the group, always making up rules as he went to whatever game or thing we were doing. 5 years of tigging, he never got tagged once. The best thing was the fact that our families were all so close and all welcomed us with open arms, no matter who it was. Jayde was no different. He has always treated everyone he's met like his best friend and like his family. I've never heard a bad thing be said by him or about him for as long as I've known him. And that's a true testament to his amazing family that he's grown up with. He just couldn't have done a better job. I still remember the day he told me he'd met Janine. If I recall right, it was at the pit on the smoker's balcony. It was a couple of days after he'd been there and met you, and he still had the same smile from ear to ear. He was truly happy when he had found you, and was always so proud to call you his. Someone who could push all the right buttons yet drive each other so crazy was something that he always appreciated. We can't dwell on what we've lost, instead cherish everything that ever was, all the memories ever shared, and all the time we got to spend with this one of a kind human. Thank you.
Thank you both for sharing. Now I'd like to invite Corey, Ioane and Selwyn to come forward, please.
Jayde Richard Johnston. For those who don't know me, I'm Corey, one of Jayde's many friends. And even though he was younger than me, I was one of the many who looked up to him simply for the kind, funny, competitive, respectful, warm-hearted, welcoming, and for the down-to-earth man you are. It took me until last night to figure out what I wanted to say today. There are so many memories and thoughts going through my head, but one thing is clear. I'm going to miss you more than you know, mate. I'm going to refer to you as if you were standing here today, because the respect, the love and the memories will forever live on and be cherished. This is how I will always remember you. We have known each other for many years, but in the last few years we have gotten closer. Our friendship has gotten stronger, and I am now blessed enough to call you my best friend. So naturally, I wish I wasn't standing here making the speech. I wish things could have been different. I just hope you have found the peace that you were searching for. And although we all wish you were here, you're still here with us. I know you're in a better place. And although this is hard for me to do, I'm honoured to have been asked to say a few words about such a genuine soul who I could always count on. There are so many things I'm going to miss. One of them is our banter. I can't even count how many times I would say to myself, here we go, what's he got to say now? What does he tag me in? Or the phone call before the FIFA sesh, talking a big game, and saying we should have the red carpet rolled out for when he gets home or wherever we played. It didn't just stop at FIFA. Everything us boys did was always competitive. I'll also miss our cheeky late night KFC runs, your laugh, your smile, and the way you had time for a conversation, no matter how big your day was, how tired you were, or whether you were about to run out the door and go see Janine. You always made time. We could go on for hours about you, Jayde, and the impact you have made on my life. I have so much respect for you. And if I could be half the man you are, I know I'm doing something right. To Jayde's family, I love you all, and will always be there. Until we meet again, Jayde, thanks for the memories. Rest easy, brother. Hi, my name's Jayde. Jayde Richard Johnston. Jayde boy. Jayde baby. Where do I begin? You were my best friend and my brother. You were the most caring, funny, beautiful-hearted guy I'd ever met. You were always there for me from the time I was young. Even though I put your bike on Gumtree for $200, I still remember you getting 100 calls an hour. I'll always cherish the memories we had together, from all the hours we spent playing table tennis to all the jokes and pranks we'd play against each other. I honestly still can't believe it. I wish I could just wake up and everything would go back to normal. You were the best person and loved by everyone. I looked up to you, Jayde. I really did. You were my idol. And I know it's never going to be the same without you. I'm really going to miss you so much, but I know you're with your brother now. Reading your message breaks me every time. I think to myself, why did it have to be like this? Why now? Why you? This will be the hardest thing I'll ever have to do, and I need you right now, Jayde. I wish I could have taken the pain you were feeling. I love you forever, bro. I hope you're feeling in peace, our beautiful angel. Jayde and I have been friends for over 15 years. I'd like to share some of the memories that I've always hold close to my heart. When we were about 10, every weekend for about 6 months we'd go up to this old bloke's house and point a laser beam at his TV. He'd come outside chasing us and we'd always be hiding. I don't remember a time at Mark and Rhonda's without being woken up by the sound of the vacuum cleaner or the clanging of pots and pans. This was my second home, and I'd like to say thank you to Mark and Rhonda for bringing such an awesome person into my life I called my brother. Growing up, I was the reckless one, and Jayde was always the one making the right choices, which I think why our friendship grew so strong as years rolled on. My parents welcomed Jayde into our family as though he was one of their own. Whether it was catching him smoking around the corner or drinking beer behind the shed, they would always see the funny side. I'm going to miss you, Jayde. Thanks for the memories. I'll see you.
Thanks for sharing with us, guys. Like I said earlier, it's never an easy thing to speak. In saying that, anybody who would like to say a few words, now is your opportunity to do so. There's no obligation for you to, but if anybody has anything they'd like to share with us, please do feel free to come forward. There'll be plenty of opportunity to share stories and memories together following the service today, so please do join the family for refreshments. Yep, sure.
Natalie, Cecile, the reckless one's mum. Look, Minnie takes it all for me. Then Nana might have been sad about Jayde coming over here with his family, but it was the best thing that ever happened to our family. I met Jayde and Sam at the same time, so I've known the boys for about 15 years, and I can't even imagine our family without Jayde in it. He's lived with us. I try my hardest to save his broken heart. But I just want to share one funny thing. The boys continuously wrestled with all the kids at our house. One day when they were about 12, we were at St John's Infuse Road and we got about as far as roundabout Vicky Point, so about 4 minutes, and someone rang and said, "Mum, can you grab some fibro?" I said, what do you need fibro for, mate? We just left the house. Oh, me and Jayde are doing something. And I said, well, what are you doing? Like, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Oh, don't worry about it. So I walked into the house and they had the most, I don't know, it was like a Dragon Ball Z poster in the middle of the kitchen wall. And I said, what the freaking hell is that poster doing there? And Jayde started saying, oh, Nat, you know I love you, hey? And I pulled the poster off in his barge ass and it just gone straight through the wall. And I said, how the hell did that happen? And I was really pissed off and he said it was my ass. And that was the end of, I couldn't be pissed off anymore because we used to call him Bargy. But I always thank Rhonda and Mark for welcoming someone into their family because Jayde's probably kept him really safe. I don't know what the hell we'll do with him now because Jayde was the sanity in his recklessness. I just thank so much and we really, really love you like family. And we love Jayde very much.
Thanks for sharing. Anybody else? Share the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of the righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I would now like to invite Jayde's family to come forward and to close our coffin. I could have Leanne and Chris.
Another night slowly closes in, and I feel so lonely. Touching heat, freezing on my skin. I pretend you still hold me. I'm going crazy, I'm losing sleep. I'm into fire, been way too deep over you. I can't believe you're gone. You were the first, you'll be the last. Wherever you go, I'll be with you. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Whenever you need someone to lay your heart and head upon, remember.
Jayde, you will never understand the void that you've left in so many people. Each of the people here today have so much love and care for you. As you pass from this life into the next, we hope that you are surrounded by family and friends, that Heath is by your side, giving you strength and love, and that the love, compassion and joy that you brought to so many people follows you into the next life. We're heartbroken at your passing, but so grateful to have known you, to have loved you and to have you in our lives. You will always be loved. May you rest in peace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once were lost, but
I found was blind, but now I see. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now